Welcome to Luang Prabang in northern Laos. Join me as I explore this exciting town and see what it has to offer. Luang Prabang International Airport is a small regional hub with, on average, 5 departures per day. International flights from Thailand, China, Vietnam and Cambodia are available. Arriving at the airport, you can pick up a visa on arrival for $41. There are currency exchange bureaus, SIM card kiosks and a taxi office immediately before you exit the terminal. Taxi prices are displayed so you won't get ripped off. And the 3-kilometre journey into town costs 100,000 kip, less than $5. There are a couple of ATMs just outside the terminal building and plenty of ATMs dotted around the town. Personally, I would choose one in a bank where you can talk to the staff in case the machine swallows your card. The standalone ATMs do have a contact number displayed, but communication over the phone may prove to be an issue. Luang Prabang tourist hotspots are in the main walkable. However, there are plenty of tuk-tuks available around the town. Just remember to negotiate the price before setting off. You can also download the Loca taxi app to book your taxi rides. Through Agoda, I booked my initial 3 nights accommodation at the Phousi Hill boutique hotel, which is a few minutes walk to the night market. Cost of this hotel was £25 in the low season. So this is my room in Luang Prabang. I'm at the Phousi Hill boutique hotel. So shower and toilet. And then into the room, TV, a few channels, and a nice double bed. Not bad. All this for about £25 a night, so pretty reasonable. There is also a balcony outside to sit on, which is a nice little feature. So, this is my first hotel in Luang Prabang. The morning alms giving in Luang Prabang starts around sunrise as the monks and novices in saffron-coloured robes leave their temples and collect their daily food from the locals. This has become a tourist spectacle, and please respect the local culture and tradition by observing at a distance. Dozens of monks walk silently collecting the offerings of sticky rice from the locals before returning to their respective temples. The ceremony takes less than 30 minutes and it's definitely worth getting up early to watch. Designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site, Luang Prabang is only a small town with a population of around 50,000 people, although tourists swell numbers significantly during peak season. The town does, however, have more than 30 temples, and it's worth visiting several of these to see a variety and enjoy the tranquility they offer. Please be respectful and wear appropriate clothing that covers your knees and shoulders. Remove your shoes if you wish to enter the temple buildings themselves. My favourite cafe in town was Zurich Bread, who offer a delicious variety of sandwiches and cakes, as well as their tasty selection of drinks. Another cafe worth visiting is La Banitan French Bakery, where I recommend the almond croissants and delightful baked tarts. Both places offer seating in air-conditioned comfort or outside, so you can watch the local life passing by. As the evening descends, head to the night market to browse the stalls selling local handicrafts, clothing and jewellery. The food court at the night market offers an inexpensive place to grab some local food and experience the local nightlife. The road closes at 5 p.m. for people to set up their stalls, and it shuts down promptly at 11 p.m. when the area's curfew comes into effect. All local bars, shops and restaurants are closed at 11 p.m. Although, if you want to party later, then there are places to go, such as the bowling alley, which remains open until around 2 a.m. Luang Prabang nestles at the confluence of the Mekong and Nam Khan rivers, and there are several viewpoints and restaurants around the town to watch the sunset from the riverbank. There are many places in town that offer sunset cruises along the river. The Kuang Si waterfall is located 30 kilometres southwest of Luang Prabang, and it takes around an hour to drive there. The road is bumpy and full of potholes, so I don't recommend taking the shared tuk-tuk with bench seating in the back. Splash out a little and ask your hotel to organise a private transfer in an air-conditioned car. I guarantee the comfort is worth it. When you get to the car park, you'll pay 60,000 kip admission, and a golf cart ferries tourists up to the site. You can stock up with refreshments as there are several shops and restaurants, and it is a 10-minute uphill walk to the base of the falls. As legend goes, the Kuang Si waterfall was created when a wise old man dug a hole in the ground, which allowed the waters to reach the surface and flow over the cliffs. Soon after, a rare golden deer took shelter under the waterfall. In the dry season, the water takes a bluish hue owing to the presence of minerals like copper and the limestone rocks. Unfortunately, I visited during rainy season, so the water was a muddy brown colour. So here we are at the Kuang Si waterfall, about an hour's drive outside Luang Prabang. Very bumpy road, so not the most comfortable trip to get here, but it's worthwhile. I've come in July, so it's low season, rainy season. Not raining at the moment, but a lot of spray coming from the waterfall. Beautiful sight, although not seeing it at its best, because during the dry season, the summer months when it's not been raining, this water is a beautiful turquoise colour. But nevertheless, it's still a fantastic experience. Only 60,000 kip as an entry fee for foreigners, so not too bad at all. Very enjoyable. Kuang Si's pools and cascades are well worth visiting, but get there early to avoid the hordes of tourists. I got there at 8 a.m. when it opened, and it was peaceful for 10 minutes or so until others began to arrive. Ambling between the many shallow pools and falls with only a tranquil sound of the bubbling streams is a serene escape. When I visited the waterfall, it was in the rainy season, so there's not a lot of people around here at the moment. However, in the high season, during the summer months, I'm sure this place will get packed. So get here early. I was here at 8 o'clock when it opened, and there are plenty of places that if you just walk away from the main waterfall area, you can sit down and have a quiet, peaceful little break away from all the crowds. So very nice place to visit, definitely recommend, but I think at its best you need to come in high season in the summer months. I couldn't book my original hotel for the rest of my trip as the room wasn't available for my entire stay, so I booked another hotel closer to the centre of the town. This is my second hotel in Luang Prabang. and final one. I was going to rebook my stay at Cozy Ann for another 7 days, but they didn't have any rooms, so I've just moved to this new hotel, which I think is very good. It's more in the town centre, so it's closer to things. But I'll put details in the comments on the cost and location. But very nice hotel, lovely, friendly staff, and looking forward to my stay here. You can get away with last-minute bookings to find the best deals. However, booking in advance for your entire stay is essential in peak season. Udom Lif Villa was a comfortable option at just £11 per night, including breakfast, booked through Agoda. Many buildings in Luang Prabang are adorned with both the Laos and former Soviet Union flags. This is a nod to the aid given to that country by the communist Soviet Union in the 70s and 80s, rather than any political support for the current Russian Federation policies. An alternative to sitting outside a cafe is to head for Wine & Co and choose a bottle of wine from their selection and enjoy it at a street-side table watching life passing you by. It's a delightful way to spend an hour or two in the afternoon. The town has plenty of massage shops if you wish to have a relaxing hour or so being pampered. Choose carefully, as some of them looking in from the outside don't look like they're the cleanest of places. The former royal palace is now a national museum open to the public. Built in 1904 during the French colonial era for the king and his family. It is located close to the river, so important visitors could disembark and be greeted at the palace. When Laos monarchy came to an end in 1975, the king abdicated the throne and moved to a private residence near a local temple. The palace was then converted into a museum with all the royal artefacts and architecture preserved for the education of future generations. Entrance to the museum costs 30,000 kip, about £1, although you can walk the grounds for free. Opposite the Royal Palace is an entrance to Phousi Hill. Entrance costs 30,000 kip. You can climb the 300 plus steps to the summit for a 360-degree view of Luang Prabang. It gets really busy with tourists at sunset, so I intended to go at sunrise when it opened at 6 a.m. to avoid the crowd and when the temperature was a little cooler. However, on the 3 days I set my alarm and woke up early to climb the hill, it rained. Unfortunately, northern Laos gets a lot of rain in July. So here is what it would have looked like had I made it to the summit. Food in Laos is a mixed bag with many dishes that are also popular in Thailand and some local food with knock your socks off spice. Fortunately, Luang Prabang caters for all tastes and there are many bars, cafes and restaurants to choose from, serving local Thai food as well as Western favourites. Some of my recommendations for places to eat include Little Lao House, Tamarind, Luang Krapao and La Elephant French Restaurant. Local food is cheap whilst international cuisine is more expensive but reasonably priced. If you're coming to Laos, don't miss out on a few days in Luang Prabang.